Hello friends, good morning, and now we are discussing the next part of the same topic. This next part is related to effect of the policies on the industrial development. This policy which is started by the government, how it's affected to the industries. Okay, and the achievement of the India's industrial sector during the first 7 plans are impressive indeed. The proportion of GDP contributed. So in this we are discussing the how much the contribution of the industry sector, agriculture sector and service sector in the total GDP. Industrial sectors increased its in the period from the 13% in the 1950-51 to 24.6% in 1990. You have to remember this percent. It is very important for your 1 mark answer. It has increased from 13% to 24% in the year 1990. The rise in the industry's share of the GDP is an important indicator of the development. So it is showing that our country is developing, and whatever policy is started by the government in the 1951 and after next 5-year plan, which has success for the increase the share of the industrial sector in the total GDP. So the 6% annual growth rate of the industrial sector during the period is commendable. No longer was Indian policy restricted largely to cotton, textile and jute. I said cotton and textile industries which has established by the Britishers in a particular state, in a particular area only. There's that time and this time also in their area these are situated. Like in a Surat textile industries, these industries established by few industries, not all. I'm not saying all industries established by the Britishers. No, few industries established by the Britishers in their own for their own benefit, because they have got all type of raw material, environment, all needy things they got very easily. So they established this type of textile in Gujarat, and in Surat also they have established in Ahmedabad, which has the under the control of the Britishers. That time they have established. In Bengal they have established the jute industry. So there is no longer was Indian industry restricted largely to cotton, textile and jute. In fact, the industrial sector became well diversified by 1990, largely due to the due to the public sector. Okay, you can see here in 1990 its most important table for you. In the year 1950-51, agriculture contributed 59.0% in the total GDP. You can say gross domestic product is already total. In the 1990-91, it has 34.9%. In the year 1990-91, it has decreased 59.0 to 34.9. Industrial sector total contribution in the total GDP has 13.0, and in the year 1990-91 it has 24.6. Okay, for the service sector it has 28.0, which is rose by 40.5. That means industrial and service sectors contribution has increased in the year 1990-91 compared to 1950-51, which has less in the, I'm saying about industry and service sector. This both part has increased in the GDP if we are comparing 1950-51 to 1990-91. Okay, so we can say which has increased, and this both increased, but agriculture sector has decreased in the total GDP. The proportion of small scale industries give opportunities to those people who did not have the capital to start large firms to get into business, protection from foreign competition. It is enabled the development of indigenous industries in the areas of electronics and automobile sectors which otherwise could not have developed. In spite of the contribution made by the public sector to the growth of the Indian economy, some economists are critical of the performance of many public sectors enterprises. It was proposed at the beginning of this chapter. Already we have completed what type of criticism they have done was required in the big way. It is now widely held that state enterprises continue to produce certain goods and services which are very essential for the consumption of all consumer this type of good under the public sector. An example is the provision of telecommunication services. This industry continued to the reserved for the public sector even after it was realized that private sector firms could also provide it due to the absence of competition. If they will not get any competition, these sectors will not get any competition, they cannot increase their production ability. Due to the absence of the competition, even till the late 1990, one had to wait for a long time to get a telephone connection. And another instance could be the establishment of modern bread. Okay. So a bread manufacturing firm, as if the provide sector could not manufacture bread in 2001, this firm was sold to the private sector. The point is that after 4 decades of planned development of Indian economy, no restrictions was made between what the public sector alone can do and what the private sector can also. They cannot give this answer because at present we have completed many years for after independence. Also, it is a question for all us. For example, even now only the public sector supplies national defense, and even though the private sector can manage hotels well, yet the government also runs hotels. This has held some scholars to argue that the state should get out of the areas which the private sector can manage and the government may concentrate its resources on import services which the private sector cannot provide. Many public sector firms incurred huge losses but continued to function because it is difficult to close a government undertaking even if it is a drain on the nation's limited resources. This does not mean that private firms are always profitable. Okay. But you know that a loss making private firm will not waste resources by being kept running despite the losses. So it's very essential. The need of the obtain the license to start an industry was misused by the industrial houses. A big industries would get a license not for the starting a new firm but to prevent competitors from starting new firms. So many type of changes occurred during this time and regulation of what come to be called a permit license Raj. Prevented, what do you mean by the permit license Raj? This one also is very important for you. So prevented certain firms from the becoming more efficient. More time was spent by industrialized in trying to obtain a license or lobby with the concert ministries rather than on thinking about how to improve their products. So after that, because they want to protect from the foreign countries, so many criticizes also done. But a few economists also point out that the public sector is not meant for earning profits, but to promote the welfare of the nation. The public sector formed on this view should be evaluated by the on the basis of the extent or to which they contribute to the welfare of the people and not on the profit they earn. So regarding this, so many criticize also done, so many debates also done. But during that time period, it has very essential to the give support and to give encouragement and to give subsidies to the this type of industries which already newborn. But after that, so many changes also occurred by the government from the 1991 policy. What is the 1991 policy? And that's all we will discuss in the next chapter. And then after tomorrow, in the next, I will discuss this conclusion. Then I will solve some question, answer, and your queries. So please, friends, if you have any query, personally message me. I will solve your doubts. Okay, friends. I hope you got this topic. In the next video, we will start the conclusion.